Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, we are joining you again for ELC's Get to Know Us series. So please take a few moments to invite others to join us. Please take a few moments to invite others to join us as we are on our series. Once again, welcome everybody. Please take a few moments to invite others to join us as we are here on live, Facebook Live. Take a few moments to invite others. Invite all of your friends, families, colleagues, ELC members. I need y'all to pack the site today. All right. We want everybody on to hear our special guest that we have on today, our special leader that we have today. And so I need everybody on. Everybody needs to get on today. So we're going to give you a few minutes to get on. We got on a few minutes early because we needed everybody to get on today. All right. So everybody sign on and then invite others. ELC members, I need you to do watch parties. ELC members, I need you to do watch parties. So let us do our watch parties. Let us invite others to join in for this Facebook Live Get to Know Us series event on today. We have a wonderful special leader that we're going to bring to you today, give you the opportunity to get to know him a little bit better. So take a few moments once again to get others on. I mean, we need to pack the Facebook out today. Everybody, join us as we are preparing to talk to uh, Deacon Silvester Stokes. I need y'all to get ready because he's going to give us something. He's going to give us something great. So please invite others to join. We'll give you a few minutes to do that. Once again, you're inviting others. Go down on your site, on your Facebook page, and hit invite. Invite everybody who's connected to you. Invite all of your friends. Invite all of your families. Invite your coworkers. Invite those folks who you know are at home. We want to get everybody on today. All right, so we want to get started today. Once again, thank you all so much for joining us with Empowerment Liberation Cathedral's Get to Know Us series. We are so happy to have the opportunity to continue to bring this series to you. We want you to get to know all of our leaders. I tell you, we have some great leaders at ELC, and so we want to give you the opportunity to get to know those leaders at ELC. So once again, we are bringing you somebody else on this Friday afternoon. We are bringing you none other than ELC's chairperson of the Deacon Board, Deacon Silvester Stokes. Deacon Stokes, we are so happy to get the chance to talk to you on today. We're excited to hear from you. We know that you're going to share some great pieces and great nuggets with us on today. And we want to have the opportunity to get to know you a little better. So we want to start by asking you to tell us about your everyday job. As I've told all the other leaders that I've interviewed already, sometimes people don't know what you do. They see you at church, you come to church, they see you for an hour, and they see you maybe on Wednesday nights. They may see you for an event, outreach event, but they don't really know you. And so tell us about the other world who knows you. They see you every day, they see you working hard. Tell us about your everyday job and how others know you.
Amen. Blessings. Happy Friday to everyone. Bishop, welcome. Thank you. Uh, the funny thing about jobs is that for most people, especially my age, there's a process to get to where you are. And so my current job, I've been working in a healthcare facility, Washington Hospital Center, MedStar Washington Hospital Center, for 35 years. And this particular job that I currently have is actually 7 jobs rolled up into one.
Wow.
And so I've had the absolute privilege of being blessed and favored by God that every time one job ended, there was another job that was presented to me or created. And so through that, my current role, I am a manager of special projects And so manager of special projects entails all those other 7 jobs that I've had throughout the 35 years. And I have the wonderful pleasure of working with the nursing department in a logistical manner where I help to create and plan for renovations, unit closures, unit openings. Currently, like right now, with the COVID-19 situation, we're opening up several locations. So part of my job is to help the support services to get to a point where we're able to be functional. And so that entails a whole lot. And what I would also like to say, to get to this point after 35 years, my very first job in terms of paying job, I was a sharecropper, if you will, as a child. I'm a country boy by heart. And so I worked in the tobacco fields with my uncles and neighbors. In terms of planting tobacco, in terms of harvesting tobacco, in terms of the whole process. And so to me as a young boy, that was fun work. People look back and it probably was hard, but I thought of it as fun work. But it enabled me to create and to establish a baseline for my commitment to a job, my commitment to an organization, if you will. And so that's what I do.
It's amazing to know that you went from tobacco to the healthcare.
Oh, I'm a country boy at heart.
Wow, that's amazing. And so you said that you have been working in the healthcare industry for about 35 years. Some of our viewers have not even reached 35 years of age, but we know you're only 36, like Deacon Ronnie told us on yesterday. So,
well, I'm going to tell you, I'm a proud 58.
You're a proud 58. See, I love that. I love
I'm a proud 58.
Wow,
Amen.
wow. And so let me ask you this, because you talked about setting up the units. So have the people been in good spirits there in the healthcare facilities to try to, I guess, create space for all of the extra capacity that will be needed, for all the extra space that will be needed because of the excess of people that are coming through the hospital? So what has been the spirit of the people there?
Well, honestly, the spirit has been very high. Most people that work in healthcare, you're committed. Some in terms of the nurses and the doctors, they take an oath. And for people in my position that is administrative or executive, you also have a commitment. And so there's always a time where there's a disaster or there's a need to change the direction, to reframe what you're doing and to create a new way of doing things. And so this is a perfect opportunity for all the different resources to come together, to put their caps on, and put forth the best operational plan as possible. And then we know with COVID-19, whatever that standard is today, it may change tomorrow, and that's okay. In this particular environment, you have to be flexible, you have to be open, you have to think out of the box sometimes.
Okay. And Deacon, let me ask this. Were you not in the military? Did you not serve in the military?
I was also, my work history is kind of really vast in the sense that I went from working in the tobacco field to being a camp counselor as a teenager, doing early childhood education for 2 years. And then I joined the military. And in the military, I was a med tech, and then I transferred to be a laboratory technician. And so the particular platoon that I was in was an airback platoon, where we actually trained to care for patients in flight. And so that was amazing because I had the opportunity of going and doing deployment exercises in Japan and Germany, Hawaii, a lot of places nationally, but had an opportunity to also tour outside of the United States.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's some interesting information. And I'm sure there are some people who did not know that. So thank you so much for sharing. And it seems like the jobs that you've had have all required a high level of commitment, no room for goofing off, calling in like some people do today. And they were doing that before the COVID-19 occurred, honey. They was doing it before then.
Exactly.
But they call in and, are not really consistent, not really committed. So I'm so glad to hear your level of commitment to the job, the workforce, and to what you are doing in this season. And so now, the people who get to see you every day, they might see you with certain colors on, but tell us about what your favorite color is. You know, what color just speaks to you every time you see it? It does something for you. It makes you feel a certain way. What color does that for Deacon Silvester?
My favorite color is black. Black to me is soothing. It's relaxing. It's something that you can wear anywhere, any certain situation, any occasion. And so I love black. And so most of the time, if I had a choice, you'll see me in all black. My second best color is
Okay.
or mocha. And so as you see in the background, I have orange and mocha as my decor.
I was going to comment on that when you got through because I said I can see that it's those colors are speaking in the back.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And
Love
so
planting.
now when you look at colors and you look at certain things, items that we like to wear, would you say that you are a jeans person, a tennis shoe person, a sock person? You know, some people have tons of hats. I'm a person that has a lot of baseball hats. Some people wear scarves. Some people wear lots of t-shirts. What type of clothing item that speaks to your spirit, makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel at your best?
Absolutely. My go-to clothing, jeans and t-shirts.
All right.
And in terms of shoes, I don't like shoes. I don't like any kind of shoes. And so most people that know me, I
Right.
am going to have on something that I can slip in and slip out very easily. And so uh, if I could walk around the world without shoes, the country boy in me will allow that and will be
Deacon, we
happy.
can't have you walking without no shoes now.
Not today. But that is actually what makes me comfortable. Most people that really know me and been around me in different settings, you will see me with no shoes on.
Yes, yes, yes. And we've seen when you walk in, you kind of slip out of them, and you know,
Absolutely.
5 minutes later, you don't have on any shoes. So,
Absolutely. And that's okay
yes.
with me.
Yes. And so now, when we think about things that you like to do, tell us about what your favorite pastime is. You know, what is it that gives you joy, maybe makes you giggle, makes you smile every time you participate in it, you do it? What is your favorite pastime? What is it that you like to do?
My absolute favorite pastime, number one, is being with family and friends. Um,
Okay.
People that know me know that I have a really big heart and attraction and love for God's creation known as humankind. And
Mm-hmm.
so to be around those loved ones and friends, and even sometimes when I meet new people, it's that attraction of getting to know you, sharing, caring, and just being available for folks. Because sometimes with everything that's going on in the world, you need a shoulder to stand on. You need a shoulder to lean on. You need someone to be able to talk to, someone that's going to listen. And I believe and feel that especially, I kind of smile now because I think back when one of my intentional approaches early on in life as an adult is
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted my nieces and nephews to know without a shadow of a doubt that their Uncle Sylvester loved them. And I spent specific time, periods of times with them. As a country boy, I took them back to the country. You know, each and every last one of them, we spent time together to enjoy God's nature and to enjoy the love of family. And so that was important to me. So that's one pastime. Another pastime is I love playing cards. I can play
Yes.
spades, whist, whatever you want to play. If I
Yeah.
don't know it, I will learn it. But my favorite card game is called Canasta. Most people don't know about that. And I
What's
have a
it
group
called?
of friends, Canasta.
Okay.
And so we play with two decks of cards. And it's kind of like an extended version of spades.
Okay.
So it's very fun. And I have a group of people that we play. We're very competitive, but it passes time and is a time to kind of share and get to know folks.
Okay, so let me go back to you taking folks down to the tobacco fields. Now, it seems like all roads lead to the tobacco fields, right?
I'm a country boy, I'm telling you.
Okay, but now when you look at playing cards, some people don't know the art of playing cards because I think there is an art for those of us who are real card players. And my dad taught me how to play cards at a very young age. Now, Deacon, I need to ask you, hopefully none of your competitors are watching, but are you a card counter? Do you count the cards?
I do count cards. And so that's part of with any card game that you play, you have to pay attention to what cards are being played. Otherwise, you don't know
Yes.
what to play. And so it's kind of funny that you say that because a lot of times I have a consistent partner, but there are times that she's not available and I may get another partner and it's kind of like, you need to pay attention.
Absolutely. You cannot renege
That
your
eyebrow
shame.
look, right?
And let me ask this, because real serious card players, they know how to give signals to their partner across the table.
We
So
don't do
now,
that. That would be
y'all don't do that on this camera.
that
Y'all
would be
don't do that, right?
cheating. Although I do know some card players. And I'm
Okay,
not going to
so
say names and I'm not going to point fingers, but not me.
now card playing can be lots of fun as long as people understand that at the end of the game, we're going to leave everything here and we're not going to be mad and angry if we
Not
do
at all.
not win.
Not at
Okay,
all.
so
As
that's the
long as it's
sentiment in the
fair
room, right?
and everybody put forth all their best energies, it's
Yes.
fine.
Okay. And then family is very important. I think most people who know you know that you really do enjoy spending time with your family. And that's very important to so many people because, days are numbered. You never know, when anybody's name or number will be called.
And
And so it's important to spend time with people while you can. And so I think that's great. I think that speaks to who you are, and the fact that your family has visited ELC on so many occasions. We love it that you bring your family to church and they love to come to church. And I think they probably know some of the people at the church now.
yeah, sometimes you might think that they're a member.
Right. Right. So we still appreciate that. Now, Deacon, are you an entrepreneur? And if so, now we're not talking about the tobacco, okay? We talk about something else. Are you an entrepreneur?
That is not my entrepreneurial spirit.
And if you are, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I will not, in a sense, say that I'm an entrepreneur. However, I have started to write. I love being creative. At one point, I go through these phases in life. So one point I might like to draw. Some points I like to write creatively. Business writing I love. But I've actually started 2 books.
Oh, wow.
One book manuscript, I actually looked at it last night. And the funny thing about it, when Sarah Dash was at our church for Women's National Women's Month celebration, I was telling her about this particular book because it was based on the group LaBelle breaking up and then Patti LaBelle writing a book, Don't Block My Blessings.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, because people that know me, that group was very important in my life. And so for them to disband, I was going through some feelings.
You felt some kind of way.
I felt some kind of way. And so I decided after Patty's book to write what I felt. And then so I got through, actually I looked at it last night. I have actually 50 pages of typewritten material.
Oh, nice.
And so, a couple of times I look back through it and I say, no, I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not going to feel that. But at the time, that's what it was. And then the second book was based on life situations happening. And instantly from that, I thought the title should be called Revealed because God revealed some things to me.
Okay, nice. And so who knew that Deacon Silvester was a writer? I think that's very good. Now, 50 pages, that's worth you adding your final 2 chapters and publishing that. Okay. We're gonna call Patty and let her know There's a book coming out, so all y'all get your patty pies and get ready to read the book. Okay. And let me say, I just so appreciated when the patty pies came out that y'all made
Oh,
sure the bishop had a patty pie, because I mean everybody was running out of those pies. But I think yes, people do have feelings when certain groups that they have been familiar with for many years do disband and break up, or something happens and they're no longer together because you had a connection with them. And so I think whatever you were feeling at that point, you should keep that in your book because that's your truth. And nobody can say anything against it, but I bet the other people who are in the same age group as you will probably resonate with those feelings. And so I would
absolutely.
say definitely keep that that you have, and make sure that at some point you complete that work and put it out so that somebody else will be able to release those feelings as well. I think
Absolutely.
that's great. And the other book, we want to see you
I believe
finish
I
that
have,
as well.
and actually I have 9 chapters written on that particular book. And
Nine
so it's a matter of
chapters.
me just, as you said, 1 or 2 more chapters and I'm done. I need to go through the publishing situation. And but I actually would like to make a disclaimer for the book related to the group LaBelle. And so
Yes.
my connection, as Sarah mentioned, doing services, that I've known these ladies that I love dearly for over 40 years.
Yes.
And so my book isn't a book of bashing any one of them. It was just my personal feeling about that separation.
Oh, of course. Yes. 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 And, we know the kind spirit in which you live and the love in which you offer and you walk in every day. So we would know it would be only that. And so, we once again are so excited that we had the opportunity to have Sarah to come to the church as your friend and to bless us on that Sunday. But now, Deacon, we got to push you to get these books done. It's March. You should be able to have these books ready for people for
Well, see,
Christmas. Okay.
I'm not one of the ones that self quarantine or I'm at home. I'm a healthcare worker, so I
I
have to go to
know
work
you have to go to work. Yes. And so when you're
every
sitting at
single
your
morning.
desk and there's nothing happening, get the small recorder and say, "This is chapter 8 of my book." And
I
then
got you.
you'll have it. Okay. And then anybody who is watching, please type in a publisher so that Deacon Silvester, when he's ready, will have a publisher for his book. Okay. For his books with an S. Okay. So we need publishing companies and names that are going to work with Deacon Silvester for his books. Now, Deacon Silvester, I've asked everybody this particular question because most people who are at ELC in leadership have some type of background in the church, have worked in the church in some type of way, had church experiences throughout their lifetime. So can you tell us about your church experience growing up, and then tell us about your church experience now and how you enjoy your church now?
Sure. So as a little boy, my memory goes back as far as seriously attending church on a regular basis, almost a daily basis. I would imagine I was in about the 2nd grade. I was baptized towards the end of the 2nd grade, 3rd grade. And at the time, the young lady adult that was taking my brothers and I and my sister to church, we were attending a holiness church. And so for those holiness folks and people that know about that service type, you would know that you're in service every single day, every single night. And I
Yes, you
actually
are.
remember, as a really fond memory, I remember getting baptized, and my father had a pickup truck. And so it was kind of cold. And I remember being baptized in a suit, kind of like a olive green suit. And I remember having the suit in the bag on the back of the truck, and it froze. And so,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. And so that was the first memory. And then when I moved down the country with my grandmother, my thought then was that she was probably the closest thing to God that I knew. because she was, you know, the song, you know, had a praying grandmother. Well, I had two praying mothers, but the grandmother I lived with, Grandma Stokes, she taught us. I mean, we spent time in church, we spent time at home studying the word, asking questions, you know, about the word. And I remember very early on having an experience that in the country, when it rains and when it's pouring down and it's thundering, what do they tell you to do? Sit quietly, turn everything off. And I remember going to the door at the storm, and I remember seeing what in my mind was an angel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that stuck with me to this day. And so when I reflect back on my connection to God and my belief in God, I tied into that particular moment. And from moving forward, I've had experiences with other churches. The church that I attended before I joined ELC, I attended for over 25 years. And I was very involved there. I was on the choir, the regular choir. I was on the chancel choir. I was on the male's choir. I was also a part of the social action committee, evangelism, the whole 9 yards. It was almost like the holiness church that I was out there every single day doing something for the Lord and for the community. And then I had the wonderful opportunity to have a friend, and I guess it would be over 6 years ago. He's from Ohio, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to be in DC. We need to get together." And I said, "All right, fine." Well, he was so busy that week. He said he was here for a conference. And I had no idea what the conference was. And guess who was at the conference as the guest speaker, as the guest preacher? Bishop Allison Abrams.
Yes.
Yes, at the hotel downtown.
I remember. Yes.
I went on Sunday, and I was absolutely blown away about your spirit first, and then the message, and then your experience and your history. And I remember you saying, "Oh, I'm going to start a church in the DMV area in May." And so I kind of kept in contact with the communications. And so I didn't come to the first service.
Yes.
But I came to the second service.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to the third service. And I think I missed the fourth service. And then I remember receiving a phone call from Deacon Manuel. And he's like, "Oh, Brother Stokes, we kind of missed you. Everything okay?" And I thought that was wonderful. I mean, first of all, I hadn't been there a whole month and somebody's calling, checking on me.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, this is fine. Now, mind you, there was absolutely nothing wrong with my prior church.
Yes.
I was very involved. I've never, when it came to lifestyle, who I loved, who I was with, that sort of thing, that had never been an issue. And so it wasn't because I was looking for another church. It's just that when I found ELC, it was like, oh my God, here's a space that you can worship God.
Yes.
You can be authentic, you can be affirming, and then you drilled into us, which was the truth, that God created us all in God's image.
Yes.
And that God loves us. And that's all that mattered.
Yes.
To me. That's all that matters to me. And so I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to join this church. I'm going to be a part of this church. But I didn't have any inclination that I wanted to be a leader.
Yes.
And I remember you said to me, "Well, you know, the Lord spoke to me." And I thought, well, the Lord didn't speak to me.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that.
But, you know, because of my connection to you, because of my respect for you, I believe what you said. And you said that the Lord spoke to me and that you were led to believe that I should be a leader at ELC and that I should be a deacon. And you told me not to answer at that particular moment, you know, go pray on and think about it. And I did that. I spent some time fasting. I spent some time reading the word, meditating on the word. I even Googled, you know, what a deacon's supposed to be. Although I knew at my other church what a deacon was. At my old church, we had deacon and deaconess, and also remember, you know, from learning forward that there's no such thing as deaconess because in the Bible, they're deacons, whether you're male or female.
Yes.
And so everything that I searched, everything that my spirit led me to was that the Lord was telling me, this is what I'm supposed to do. And so I openly accepted. And I would say that I've been very involved and committed to that, because it's not just to the church, but to me, it's to God.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so that was the really important fact, that it wasn't, I didn't need any convincing, because I've been that type of person from early on, that, you know, a commitment is a commitment. And so I take pride in being able to serve God, but more importantly, to be able to show by example, to the to the membership and to the community, that you could be in the world,
Yes.
love God, still do what you need to do to support God's mission, and be a loving person, be a respectful person. And so to me, it was like, wow, ELC was like heaven.
Wow, that is so amazing, so amazing. Let me start out by saying we have been so blessed just by even by your presence at ELC, and that Friends conference. I had totally, I hadn't forgotten about it, but it was in the back of my mind, and so that was a wonderful experience for me, my wife. We were so blessed that entire weekend. That entire weekend was so blessed, and so blessed to meet you and so many others there. But first, I need to say, you're doing all this singing, and we don't have you singing at ELC, so we'll talk about that
No,
later
man,
off the.
I think I have enough jobs at ELC already.
And so but I think commitment is something that has been woven throughout your life, and we have seen your level of commitment at ELC, and it has been phenomenal, and you have been simply a pleasure to work with. And like I said, you have blessed so many at ELC, and you are a wonderful leader to the other deacons at ELC. And I would say some of the people that you've even brought, we've been blessed by most, but there's one.
Amen.
I ain't gonna say which one, but there is one that gives
Amen.
us a challenge and calls
But
us to
God is
pray
good.
every
God is
day.
good.
But we thank you for all those that you have brought and everything that you have brought, the wonderful ideas and professionalism that you've brought to ELC. And yes, I always stress to people that, it's about God's love, it's about God, and it's about being authentic. And really, it's just about being who God created you to be. And whoever that is, that's who we want to see. That's who we want to experience. That's who we want to get to know. And so we're getting to know who God has created, who God has made. Even during this series, we're getting to see the people that God has created. And I think that's so important, because I don't want to see the representative, and you know what I'm talking about. I want to see the real deal. And so those of you who didn't hear my
Absolutely.
sermon series of representative, you need to go back and listen to it. But I want to see the real person, and I want to know that I'm working with the real person, and the real person is who's leading me as I am working to draw closer to God and draw closer to Christ and grow in my relationship with God.
Amen.
And so I just believe it's so important that we at ELC continue to lead people in their authenticity, in their truth, and making sure that they know that God is all about love. God loves them as who they are, and that's why they were created. That's why they're here. That's why they're able to do what they do. And um, it's important that we see things in others that they may not have resonated with yet, or they may not have connected with yet. And so that's what I'm here to do, is to see something in all of you that you know is there, but you haven't yet to tap into. And so I was so glad that you said yes. We're so glad that you are serving, and we're even more excited that you said yes for two, maybe going on 3 years to be the chair. And so, it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful when people do that. And I just want everybody to know that it's not easy to serve in the church. It's a challenge some days, because just as other folks say they want to stay at home and sleep in the bed and sleep in, sometimes the leaders want to sleep in as well. But we have a call and we have a commitment. Y'all see Deacon Silvester is very committed. We have a commitment, and we have an oath which we have taken, and we have told God yes. That doesn't mean yes when I feel like it. It means yes every day. Whenever you need me, God, I'm here. And we have seen Deacon Sylvester there all the time at ELC. working and serving and make sure people are receiving what they need to get, and even calling and texting people and going to visit, even giving people a ride. And so, we so appreciate your service at ELC. Now, Deacon, we're in the midst of this COVID-19. I think you know better than anybody else. And so, with all that is going on, with people needing to be in social isolation, it's so unfortunate. Let me say this. It's so unfortunate that so many churches did not take this seriously when it was first stated that we needed to stop the gathering. And if you gather, don't have but 10 people or less. And so there are many people in churches all across the country who have been tested as positive for COVID-19 simply because they did not heed the warnings when they went out, and they still continue to have worship service. They still continue to gather. They still continue to go into that space. So, with all that is going on, especially with those who are people of faith and those who love God and want to profess their faith, and want to continue to believe God and trust God, which is what they should do. Are there any words that you would give to them during this time of social isolation, social distancing, self quarantine, and not being able to reach out and touch the people that they're so accustomed to touching every day? Is there anything you would say to them to encourage them?
Absolutely. So first, my first word of encouragement is to keep the faith. Keep the faith, because God promises to us is yea and amen. And we know that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Yes. And we know that there are times, for those that know the Bible or know some parts of the Bible, there's always been a struggle. There's always been a disease. There's always been a phantom. There's always been something. And so what I would say to you, I love music. I absolutely love music, because music is that means that avenue that can center you. And so my song right now is by Leandra Johnson.
All right.
And it talks about specifically for her struggle. But we all have struggles. And so regardless of what it is. And so right now we're going through COVID-19. There are people that are home that are not used to being home. There are kids that are not used to being idle. They're used to going out. There are people that are questioning their faith. And what I would tell you is that you have to keep the faith, because at the end of all of this, God is going to get the glory. Yes. And we're going to be okay. And whatever happens, it's going to be okay. It will be okay. And so if you get a chance, go listen to that song, because at the end of the song, she sings about, and it's with Donald Lawrence as well, this is my exodus, and which means that you go through something and you will come out of it. So that's the exodus. Yes. So at the end of COVID-19, we're going to move on. Now, something else might happen, but we're going to be okay.
Absolutely.
So that's my message to you guys. Keep the faith, trust God, and just know that you know that everything's going to be okay.
Yes. Know that you know that you know. So when you know that you know, you don't waver. And so while you're talking, I just kept thinking about the scripture that says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, God will heal the land. And so I do believe that there is a healing that will come. Yes. And I do believe that, God is going to show us God's power, but we just got to wait. And so the older folks used to tell us, hold on and see what the end's going to be. And so, if anybody can hold out today, the saints ought to be able to hold out and see what the end's going to be. And so the old saints from the Holiness Church and the Pentecostal Church used to say, you yet holding on, Deacon? You yet holding on? And so, you have to say, I'm yet holding on, mother.
I'm yet holding on.
Yet holding on. And so, Deacon Silvester, thank you so much for giving us a chance to learn a few things about you. May God continue to bless you and keep you in the midst of this time, this COVID-19, a time where, people are just wondering what the future holds and what's next. And so, may God continue to bless you as you help to serve in the hospital, in the medical field, and help to make sure that people have what they need in that particular location. And I just want to say, we've had a great week. getting to know our ELC leaders. We're going to be back on Monday, getting to know some more of our ELC leadership. So don't forget to add us to your calendar. Make sure that you are on at 4 o'clock every day as we bring to you Get to Know Us. On Sunday, please do join us. We will be live on Facebook, and we want to make sure that you're able to connect with us. So please do mark the calendars. You will be able to get us, and some people will be able to watch us on our website. And so we'll put that information up. We want you to make sure that you're staying connected, and we're working hard to stay connected to you. So thank you so much, Deacon, and thank you so much for everybody who's tuned in. Please remember to share this video. Please remember to share it on your page and share it to other people. Tag them, put their names down to make sure that they can hear about Deacon Silvester and his commitment in life, and also his tobacco field experiences, as well as the 2 books that we hope to get sometime soon, whenever the Lord releases him to write them. Okay.
Amen.
And so thank you so much, Deacon. We love you. God bless you.
Love you.